found this one in 3 and 3. Hello everyone, how are you tonight? Thank you for being here today. I hope you're having a very good... Awesome! Well, today... Well, we're definitely gonna get some of that tonight, for sure. Well, at the very least, the dragon is already here. Let me see if I can... Alright, there's a tail. So, unfortunately, Hogwarts Legacy has not released yet. It will be out tomorrow. Officially it's out on Friday, but we have access to the game 3 days before. So we're gonna be making use of that for this week. And we're gonna try to do it as much as possible. For the night, however, we're gonna go into the Wizarding World page, and we're gonna be answering some quizzes and tests. And the plan here is that we're just gonna have some fun and find out in which house are we supposed to be sorted into, which one is gonna be the one that chooses us, and what is our Patronus. All of these things, I obviously do have a preference. I would love if the one were to be a like a dragon related one, and it would be amazing to be sorted into Ravenclaw. I honestly don't have any preference about the Patronus. I guess a cat would be fine. Or maybe a dog. I don't care too much about the Patronus part. But I am really passionate about maybe ending in Ravenclaw. I'm not exactly sure I'm gonna react to it that it's not the case. The one that I guess I'm a little bit more open. But either way, if it was you, what Howard's house would you like to be sorted? Ooh, those are two pretty good ones. People underestimate the Hufflepuff house so much. I mean, Hufflepuff had like one huge advantage that nobody speaks of. They are like right behind the kitchen. Like when all the other houses have to like go up the towers of the castle or down into the dungeons. Hufflepuff is just like right there, and they can like even sneak out and get some like meat and snack with nobody noticing. It's like such a good house. People undersell Hufflepuff too much. I don't know what you think. Either way, I haven't I spent so long planning like the session that I completely forgot to like set up all the windows and everything. And I spent like the last half an hour just trying to play with the OBS settings, because they were refusing to actually like capture the screen. It was a little bit annoying, just be told. But I hope that these should be working properly. So we're gonna give it a shot, and there we are. Alright. So maybe we can move things a little here. I don't know, maybe we move the chat a bit, maybe. Maybe like somewhere over here might be better. I'm not sure what the layer is gonna be on the question, so we're gonna hope for the best here. We might even make it even like a little bigger, so it's more readable. Maybe something like so. Alright. I hope you can read the chat over there. Either way, we're gonna start here. So, I did not like whatsoever the option that they have for the portrait thingy, but I wanted to at the very least have one to begin with, even if it was not amazing. But like the options are so lame. It's like super limited. So this is pretty much the best that I could make up. And we're just gonna complete this thing. Nothing really to see over there. Alright. Now, I'm not exactly sure how loud it's gonna be, so please let me know. Are you guys listening anything? There is no sound for me here. The Patronus is kind of a positive force, a projection of the very thing. That's something something. Yeah, this is not giving me any sound. My mind.
Bruh, that's loud.
Yeah, that is like way too loud. Alright, what about there? Maybe I went a little bit too low.
Bump it up a bit. Just a bit.
Alright, what about there?
I think that's better.
Alright. So...
Can't tell if it's too quiet.
Alright, we're gonna put it up a notch. Like say maybe over there. And we're gonna see how it works. If we need to adjust it, we will adjust it again.
Okay.
Alright, so we can only do these ones. And apparently the questions are timed. That is far less interesting. I wanted to like kind of like go over my train of thoughts with the questions. But if they're gonna be like underclocked, then maybe not. I'm just gonna do my best to try and remember what the questions were. And I will just like follow over my train of thoughts after the after like the questions are finished. Alright. So we're gonna begin in 1, 2, and... Alright. Think of your happiest memory. There's just way too many. Dream Dancer discovered.
The song is still playing. Just realized.
Alright, so... I think we're gonna go with...
The song from
play?
your starting screen.
Oh!
As in the loop you play. There.
I guess we're gonna go with blood here. I think we're gonna go with Zinc here. Alright, so our Patronus seems to be taking farm. Maybe because we missed the first one. Um, I guess I wanna know more the why. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. Definitely white here. So is that gonna give us a question? Click, drag, and release. A crow. That is an interesting thing. I wonder why a crow. Hmm. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't necessarily love it. It does put us one more step, closer to the Ravenclaw house, though. That is honestly pretty interesting. Hmm. I'm not sure if I have, like... I don't think I have any information recorded here to, like, put it on Twitch. So I think we're just gonna probably save it for now. Yeah, because I can even, like, open it up in a different screen. Alright, I will just upload it to Twitter later on. Alright, the Patronus turned. It was cantering back towards Harry across the steel surface of the water. It wasn't a horse. It wasn't a unicorn. It was a stag, and it was shining brightly at the move above. I had completely forgotten about the description of the first time. Um, the Patronus appears over the lake when the Dementors attacked. Alright, so what did your Patronus say about you? Alright, what are the most popular Patronuses belonging to Wizarding World fans? And what are the rarest? Hmm, I wonder if the crow is kind of common. Of course I had to do these. Just like Hermione, we have done our research, and so we want to share the results. Alright, so the 5 favorites from the top 10: the dolphin, the tankiness cat, the fox, the Saint Bernard, that is actually interesting, and the hedgehog. Hold on, there was a unicorn. Hmm, and I'm disappointed. I kind of was hoping for something rather unique. And albatross. Well, at the very least, the crow doesn't seem to be um like a very common one. It's not even in the top 20. But hold on, this is kind of like they are not even telling us what it is. Is there not like a list? That is kind of lame. so unless your opportunity is super rare or super popular, you don't actually get to know what they are. That is honestly extremely disappointing. Alright, let's see what they say about the top favorites. It seems like the most popular is the dolphin for some reason. Maybe because they are, like the closest animal to the human. I guess that could be the reason. Alright, so they are friendly, sociable mammals. They live in pods, communicate with squeaks. Alright, this is the important part. If you have a dolphin as a patronus, perhaps it matches your own extroverted personality. Alright, so, I guess this is the main reason why we did not get the dolphin part. And if that doesn't sound like you, maybe deep down you're more outgoing than you thought. That is weird. I would have had imagined that, like, the outgoing people were the ones doing the tests. That is kind of a, surprise twist kind of thing. Just a moment, I just need another, sip of water. Hmm. Alright, the tankiness cat. Oh my goodness, just a moment. Sorry about that. Very clearly my, mm, very clearly my throat is still not quite, recovered. Oh my goodness. It's a horse. Alright. Um alright, so thank you this cat. Cats were among the most popular of common patronus types. According to J.K. Rowling, the author of the books. Mm. It is usual for a patronus to take the form of an animal commonly found in the cat's native country. A cat patronus might indicate that you're a curious and loving person, and it delights in playing games, unlike lazier cats, and it's a very generous with their affection. Now that I think about it, um, I do own a cat. I wonder if maybe my cat T-Bolt is part tankiness, because he's like very, very affectionate. Alright, following the felines, it's a fox. We wouldn't be surprised if some members of Slytherin House. Oh, that is actually interesting. So apparently the fox is like more a Slytherin patronus. Foxes are also highly adaptable and can live in many diverse habitats around the world. Alright, so if you have a fox patronus, you have um lots of resilience, and that is interesting too. This one really caught me by surprise, the San Bernard. Like, I would have expected that, like, it will just be like a regular dog. Although, I guess that if there is, like, specific kinds of cats, there will also be specific kinds of dogs for these. And I guess, in a way, a patronus is something like that, like, rescues you from, like, a very dark point, right? So, I guess it does, kind of like matches the, like, popular image of the San Bernard, like rescuing people in the mountains. I guess it could be that way. A gentle giant reminds me of Ruby Hagrid. Hagrid is such a great character. Apart from its size, the breed has become well known for performing. Alright, so it does even mention it here. So you're likely to have bravery with a San Bernard opportunities, as well as a big heart. Even if you don't wear it on your sleeve. I'm also super interesting about the hedgehog. I would not have expected that somebody that like has almost like an aggressive armor kind of thing, or maybe is it because of like a lot of Sonic fans? Hold on, is the hedgehog popular because of the Furies? Is it a furry thing? Maybe it might be. Alright, so if you're patronistic this farm, it might be that you'd rather curl up under a blanket than take on the winter chill. Hmm. I mean, in that aspect, I definitely do qualify for the hedgehog too. Personality-wise, this critter may look cute, but they have got a hard edge when it comes to defending themselves. Perhaps they have hidden depths to your personality. One thing's for sure, though, we wouldn't mind having these spiky patrones on our side. I know, but I know what a patronus is. I don't think anybody had a crow. Hmm. That was kind of disappointing that there was no information about it. Alright, so everybody on the grandma knows that Harry Potter had a stag. James Potter had it too. Lily Potter had it though. Same thing as Severus Snape. Of course, Dumbledore had the Phoenix. Remus Lupin had the wolf. Same as Nymphadora tanks. Of course, McGonagall had a cat. Umbridge also had a cat that is like not great. Like it makes me a little bit angry that like McGonagall and Umbridge had the same one. Aberforth had the goat. I wonder how. Would that be like something more or less referring to his brother? Oh, Shakable had the links. I had forgotten about that. I remember when I was reading this scene in the books, and they said how the ministry had fallen. That was super like tense. It was a very important moment in the books. Arthur Weasley had a whistle. Cho Chang. I hated this character. She does not deserve the swing. Seamus Finnegan had the fox. Hermione Granger had an otter.
Why?
Why what? Cho? I think they
Your take on Cho.
yeah, I think that they didn't exactly like presented this too much on the movies. But in the books basically like Cho went and asked Harry um like what were the last words of oh my goodness, what was his name? Um the Hufflepuff that participated on the Three Wizard tournament. Oh, I had it on the like tip of my tongue. The one that in the movies is made by Edward Cullen. Oh my goodness, what was his name?
Cedric.
Cedric Diggory, thank you. So yeah, in the book there's this one scene where like Harry and Cho are in a date, and the only thing that Cho goes and do is like, "Hey, did like Cedric mention anything about me before he died?" And Harry Potter is like, what do you mean? Like, we're here because we're like going out between, you know, you and I. Why are you even bringing Cedric Diggory into all of these? And she was just like, yeah, no, I just want to know if, like, before Cedric died, did he, like, mention me at all? And Harry Potter is like, he just died, like, in a moment. What kind of question is that? He just got like, Avada Kedavra! There was no time to say nothing. I don't know, I felt like they. Maybe J.K. Rowling did it to, like, I don't know, present Cho in a very bad light. And maybe I'm just, like, playing into that for sure. Um, but either way, it was like a super bad movement. Like, why would you do that? Going back to the list, I had completely forgotten that, like, Luna Lovegood had the hair. And I have forgotten who even Ernie Macmillan is. Is this the kid with the camera? The one that gets, like, partially killed by the basilisk? Of course, Ginny Weasley had the hers. And Ron Weasley having a theory is just amazing. Alright. After a super disappointing thingy on the patronage thingy, that was like super meh. We're gonna see what will be the Howard's house. I wonder what they're gonna, like, ask us questions. Alright. So I think here we're gonna go with the stairs. I mean, nothing wrong with the moon, but I have way better memories of looking at the stars on the summer and, like, just sitting around a campfire with all my family and some friends and just talking and having a good time. And I think I relate that far more to the stars than to the moon because we did on the family farm. And it was something that, I mean, you can obviously see stars um almost everywhere, but you don't really get that level of stars if it's not on the countryside. So I think I will have to prefer the stars. Alright, what kind of instrument more plays your ear? Let me see if I can find a violin. Oh, there it is. What are the other options? No, definitely the violin. You and your friend need to cross a bridge. Guy by a river troll, who insists on finding one of you before he would let all of you pass. Hmm. Oh, going back to the previous question, the main reason why I love the violin is because my favorite piece of classical music is actually Winter by Vivaldi. A lot of people make like a huge fanfare for spring, but I actually like winter far more. It's honestly underappreciated too. Alright, so we can volunteer to fight, attempt to confuse the troll, suggest that all three should fight, or suggest drawing lots. I would definitely try and confuse the troll. Alright, so given the choice, would you rather Find a potion that will guarantee you glory, love, power, or wisdom. Hmm. Alright, so I have nothing against glory. In the end, we all are looking for some kind of glory one way or another. So I can understand why this would be a alluring choice. Love might be even more so than glory. People are like desperate nowadays for love. Power, however, I don't know, some people are looking for it. But usually the people that are looking for it are willing to do almost anything for it. So like, I would imagine that the people that choose power in the very end, although it is certainly alluring, they are sacrificing not only glory and love or wisdom for just the raw power. In the end, I think my choice is gonna be wisdom because truth be told, there's no point in having power if you don't have the wisdom on how to use it. There's no point in getting love if you cannot see past the allure of the moment. And glory can be very, very fleeting. You can also get completely lost if you become like glorified. Like a lot of um like YouTubers and that kind of things, they can become super like egotistical and they lose the floor when they become like influencers. So I do think that having wisdom would help you stay humble and true to yourself, even if you have a lot of power, even if you have a hard time finding love, and even if Chloe drunk, like attempts to drunk you, wisdom I think will be that one element that you're required to balance all of them. All right, of the following, would you like most to study merfolks, centaurs, werewolves, vampires, goblins, trolls, ghosts? Hmm, this one is very interesting. So I know of somebody that is like obsessed with lycanthropy. On our D&D game, they always want to become um like a lycanthrope, specifically a werewolf. And I know another girl that is like obsessed with gothic stuff and vampires. I don't doubt for a moment that they will go and jump on this option immediately. I think, however, that I will actually choose the goblins. So goblins, at the very least in the world of Harry Potter, are super interesting creatures. They have magic that goes far beyond that what normal human wizards can make. To the point in which like even the wizards are afraid of them, and they have refused to share the secrets of one making with them because they are afraid of what they would do if they had ones too. Instead of that, goblins are like um kind of the equivalent of like what dwarves are on other settings, and they are like master forgers and can create super powerful magic items. Um, the sword of Gryffindor is actually made by goblins, and they are supposed to be like special items that only absorb that which makes them stronger and repel everything else. The um, the magic items made by goblins. So I think they will be like the most interesting thing to learn about. All right, I need another sip of water. All right, this one is super easy. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? And the answer, honestly, is not even a competition. Like owls are so versatile. They can well, to begin with, they can fly, which like cats and dogs cannot. So that right there is like a huge advantage. Um, Also, they do have like their talents, which are allow them to carry many things, and that also takes it like into the other point, which makes me think that owls would be very interesting, and his ability that they have to deliver mail. So, although I love cats, and I don't really have anything against dogs, I do think that owls are just like the superior trait here. Oh, now I can choose like even what kind of owl. Hmm. I was super sure would automatically choose the snowy one, but the screech one looks good too. This one is like super classic. It even reminds me like a Who movie and like the Legend of Zelda games. But no, I think I do will select the snowy owl. Alright. Which of the following do you find most difficult to deal with? Loneliness, boredom, hunger, being ignored, or being cold? Hmm. Alright. I honestly don't have any issue being by myself. I am the kind of people that don't really have any problem with just enjoying having some time for me. Although I honestly prefer to be with other people. I don't have any problem with just being with my thoughts whenever the opportunity arises. I don't think loneliness is a like a problem for me. Boredom, this one is super annoying for me. Like I hate being bored. This one is a very strong contender in this question. Hunger, I mean, luckily I don't have any issue whenever I have face hunger. There's usually some food nearby, but this one is also super strong. Um, However, I do remember a time in which I was um not exactly short on money, but I was saving money, and I honestly chose to just like use my money in more interesting ways than just buying food. So it wouldn't be uncommon for me to like have my tummy growling from time to time. So I have dealt with hunger with no issue. I'm being ignored. This one is super interesting right now because going back to the loneliness, I normally wouldn't have any issue with just being ignored. But this one has jumped quite considerably in like my scale of things that annoy me. I think probably like since I started this crazy adventure as a um like as a streamer and a VTuber, being ignored is definitely a point that like has jumped forth in my mind quite a bit. But in the end, oh wait, there's another one. Oh yeah, the cold. Mm, I currently live in Canada, so I am well aware of the difficulties of the cold. Also, truth be told, if I had to deal with like the cold without any kind of protection or the like, it will probably be super annoying. But I think I will probably go with for them. Heads or tails? Hmm. Do I prefer a pretty face and the tishy? I think I'm gonna go with the bot. Alright. So if we do not get Ravenclaw, we're probably gonna riot. Alright.
Riot, riot.
No, we're not rioting. We did get Ravenclaw. Yay! That is so good. I wasn't sure we were gonna get it or not. I was like super ready for it to be something like, I don't know, Slytherin. I like even had my hand on top of the desk to just go like, you know? I was so ready for it. So apparently I am the only person doing this thing today. No other Ravenclaw today. The only Ravenclaw of the day. Yay! So, actually Flitwick is my favorite professor. Although I did like his look in the first movie far more than this, like, I don't know, more refined, more, like modern approach that they gave him later on. Alright, so a message from your perfect. Congratulations, I'm perfect Robert Hilliard. I am delighted to welcome you to Ravenclaw House. Our emblem is the eagle, which soars where others cannot climb, and our house colors are blue and bronze, and our common room is found at the top of Ravenclaw Tower, behind a door with enchanted knocker. The arch windows set into the walls of our circular common room look down at the school grounds, the lake, the forbidden forest, the Quidditch pitch, and the herbology gardens. No other house in the school has such stunning views. Or yet, in wise old Ravenclaw, if you are already mind, or those of wit and learning, will always find their kind. I would have expected them to mention um, that the enchanter knocker gives you like a riddle to allow you to come into the house. And I remember this one like kind of meme thingy that were like, so if in Howard's um like the different schools have Wi-Fi, the hint to the Ravenclaw Tower Wi-Fi will be the um like the riddle for the password, and you'll have to like figure it out yourself. I thought that was like way too mean. Although I guess if you're part of Ravenclaw, you just have to like be prepared for that kind of like test of eats. Alright. So should I just close this thing now? Alright. Only one more thing left to do here. Alright. First of all, oh, it's only 7 questions. It's not too bad. Would you describe yourself as, oh, I'm super tall. I am huge. I mean, at the very least, I know some things that are huge. But no, I'm actually rather short. And your eyes. So they actually like green and purple. But I think Blue and green is probably the closer option here. Was the day in which you were born? So it was an even number. Do you must pride yourself on your hmm on your determination, your imagination, your resilience, your intelligence, your originality, your optimism, or your kindness? Hmm. This one is actually not an easy question. So, I do consider myself a determined person, although I have to admit that I'm not always as resilient as I would like it to be. I do have a very big imagination, but I think of myself as a um brilliant person too. As for originality, I don't think I'm like, just like somebody that just copies others. But I have to admit that I prefer to follow an example most of the cases, rather than, you know, like set a trend. So I can understand maybe if originality wouldn't be like the main thing here. I do consider myself more of an optimist person. So yeah, optimism will probably be an option here. And I do think that like several people have mentioned my kindness. So I guess it will be between determination, imagination, optimism, kindness, and intelligence. I mean that doesn't really we're only cutting tea right there. Alright, we're gonna have to cut down determination tea. So we're gonna leave imagination, optimism, kindness, and intelligence. And I guess out of all these three, I do have a very strong mind of realism in myself too. So we'll probably because of that have to cut down the optimism. And that leaves us right now with imagination, kindness, and intelligence. And I do think that any of these three could very well be. Like any of these three, I think I have like in the same amount. Hmm. So I think I might just actually, like I don't know, maybe I might actually roll a die here and just let luck decide which one of these three might be. Imagination, kindness, and intelligence. What did you guys think? I mean, we have at the very least three people here. So if we can get an answer, if you want, you're obviously not not first to do anything like that. But if you will be so kind of to let me your opinion, I would really appreciate that.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. So between imagination, kindness, and intelligence, which one do you think is like the strongest point that I have?
Imagination.
You would say imagination. All right. Do we have any other daycares? Anyone else that wants to please about? Wait, hold on. Does that mean that you're also calling me a baka? Are you saying I'm a dummy or something? That is so mean. You're gonna make me cry.
Nope, I'm just saying imagination is the top.
I know, I'm just kidding with you.
Not because something is at the top means everything else is at the bottom.
Oh, I know, I'm just like,
Unless.
hey. That is a mean,
XD.
horrible person. Absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna have to time you out. Mm. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna have to time you out. Maybe. Alright, so we're gonna go with imagination then.
Maybe.
Alright. Touring along down a deserted road, you reach a crossroads. Do you continue? Hmm. Left towards the sea, right towards the castle, or head towards the forest?
A castle at least has food.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, a castle at
Even
the
if
very
you're a
least is like
prisoner.
shelter. Yeah, like a castle at the very least is some kind of um shelter. And although I do love the sea, and I have walked down many forests, I live in one. I think the shelter of the castle will probably be something that I will be far more interested in. The atmosphere. Hmm. I
But
did
you
not.
can find those mermaids in the sea, and fairies, and mermaids aren't the best of pals.
I mean, I guess that depends a little bit. I prefer to be like friendly with everybody. I'd rather not have enemies if I can help it. Alright, so the atmosphere. Certainly not fire. I am a fan of fire. Um, I actually sometimes describe myself as a functional pyromaniac. So we're not gonna leave fire as our option here. The darkness is actually that not to like a silly childish level, but I do have a lot of respect for the darkness. There are far too many things that hide there. Isolation, when loneliness like makes a jump to isolation, I do think that could be a um like a very possible fear. So it's also a very strong option. It would be very ridiculous if I was afraid of heights. I have wings. I am so not afraid of heights. Now for small spaces, I guess that depends on how actually small you define a space. My normal form is as tiny as a cat. So I am not like again it depends what do you consider a small space. I am um like definitely pocket sized. So that leaves us darkness and isolation. And I just think that between these two, isolation will probably be the one that I would dislike the most. Ooh, a chest of magical artifacts. Alright, so in the chest of magical artifacts, which one would you choose? Hmm, a silver dagger, an ornate mirror, a glittering jewel, a bound scroll, a golden key, a dusty bottle, or a black glove. Hmm, I think I will actually have to go for the scroll. Like, all of the other ones
Key or
are.
glove for me.
The key was one of my options for sure. The glove is not a bad one at all. Like, many interesting magical items could very well be like presented as globes and that kind of things. The golden key could also be super interesting. I guess that would depend on Like, what is the door that it opens? But that'll be like the main reason there. But the main reason why I went for the scroll is because if this is a magical scroll, there may be some like map there, or maybe a hidden spell. There are like many things that could be placed in a bound scroll, particularly when you are considering that you find it in a chest of magical artifacts. Alright, and that was the last question. Hazelwood with a unicorn core, 10 inches long. I mean, at the very least, that also gives me another use for the wand. With slightly springy flexibility. So yeah, definitely I can definitely use this one for more than just making spells. It will definitely be magical too though. Alright, so let's see. Hazelwood. A sensitive wand. Hazel often reflects its own emotional state and works best for a master who understands and can manage their own feelings. Others should be very careful handling a hazel wand if its owner has recently lost their temper or suffer a serious disappointment, because the wand will absorb such energy and discharge it unpredictably. So this is very like mischievous like fairy. So this is definitely a positive point for that. The positive aspect of a hazel wand more than makes up for such minor discomforts, however, for it is capable of outstanding magic in the hands of the skillful, and it's so devoted to its owner that it's often wields. Wields, which is to say, it expels all of its magic and refuses to perform, often necessitating the extraction of the core and its insertion into another casing. Wow, that is like super annoying if the one is still required. At the end of its master life, if the core is unicorn hair, however, there is no hope. The one will almost certainly have died. Alright, so that is actually the case on this one. Hazel ones also have the unique ability to detect water underground, and will emit silvery tear-shaped puffs of smoke if passing over concealed springs or wells. Alright, so it's kind of like a one of those things too. Like it finds like underwater rivers and that kind of things. It would be great to make like whales and that kind of stuff. The one chooses the wizard, remember? Oh wait, there's no information like oh here. Unicorn hair. Unicorn hair generally produces the most consistent magic, and is least subject to fluctuations and blockages. Ones with unicorn corns are generally the most difficult to turn to the dark arts. They are the most faithful of all ones, and usually remain strongly attached to their first owner, irrespective of whatever he or she was an accomplished witch or wizard. Alright, so that means that we can be like totally a failure, and there's no issues. The minor disadvantages of unicorn hair are that they do not make the most powerful ones, although the one would may compensate, and that they are prone to melancholy if seriously mishandled, meaning that the hair may die and need replacing. Alright, so the 10 inches length. Alright, so the following notes on length and flexibility are taken from notes on the subject by Mr. Garrick Ollivander, one maker. Most ones will be in the range between 9 and 14 inches, while I have some extremely short ones, 8 inches and under, and very long ones over 15 inches. These are exceptionally rare. In the latter case, a physical peculiarity demanded excessive wand length. However, Abnormally short ones usually select those in whose characters something is lacking, rather than because they are physically undersized. Many small witches and wizards are chosen by longer ones. Alright, so basically it says that we are missing something. Hmm, I'm a little bit insulted there. And a slightly springy flexibility. Alright, same thing. Of the notes from Ollivander. One flexibility or rigidity denotes the degree of adaptability and willingness to change possessed by the wand, an owner pair. Although, again, this factor ought not to be considered separately from the wand width, curve, and length, nor of the owner's life experience and style of magic, all of which will combine to make the one in question unique. Alright, so it's a consistent wand that considers that we have room to grow. Um, that is very sensitive to the emotions, can detect water, and it's very flexible. I think it's very appropriate for a fey creature like myself. Alright, this one doesn't seem to have um any particular information here that is related to ours. So I think that is more or less like the whole um thingy here. Yeah, I don't think we need to like open most of these things here. Is there anything else interesting to do here? I don't think they gave us this one here. Alright, so just this couple here, and I think we'll probably finish it here. Alright, so Ravenclaw, if you're looking for the brainy students, you will find them in Ravenclaw, with a couple of notable exceptions like Hermione Granger. The Ravenclaw colors are blue and bronze, and the emblem is an eagle. I honestly thought it was a raven. I find it interesting that it happens to be an eagle. The head of the house is Professor Phileas Flitwick, and the common room sits at the top of Ravenclaw Tower, behind an enchanted knocker. The Sorting Hat will only put you in this house if you demonstrated excellent wisdom with the skill of learning. Ravenclaws are often known for being quite eccentric, and most of the great wizarding inventors and innovators have come from this house. We can imagine that you will get set up in a Ravenclaw tower while surveying the excellent views. If you're the type of person who analyzes everything, um, I am a little bit of guilty of this one point. It's an overachiever, only when I was younger. Can be described as a way with the fairies, definitely all the time. I mean, that is basically the plan for like the weekends and stuff like that. It's not afraid to be an individual and has a head stuff full of interesting facts. Oh, you have no idea how much like useless information they have. Like my brain is full of this stuff. Alright, and I will link this thing with the game. I'll take care of that probably out of stream. And I will try and just rest my throat a little bit more so that we can play the game tomorrow with no issues. I will probably also try and have um some tea and maybe some candy for my throat so that I can talk a little bit more. Alright. And thus, I think we have finished for the night. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And we will actually play the game proper tomorrow. I am really excited to see what they have done with the game. Every single like review that I have seen of the game and all the trailers, and every time they have like some uh like gameplay footage, it has been super interesting to watch, and it honestly seems like it might be a a very good game. It reminds me a little bit of like great achievements such as Elden Ring and Cyberpunk. After you can ignore all the like the bugs and issues like that. But so far, people say that this game is very polished, very well developed, and I really look forward to playing the game tomorrow. Without further ado, I think I'm gonna finish the stream here tonight. It's been a rather short one, but I don't think that's a good. Sorry, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it's alright to finish a thing whenever things are done. No point in never extending. So with that being said, I really appreciate all of you being here tonight. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and I wish you the very best at the beginning of your week. Thank you very much for being here again, and I will see you tomorrow to play the game proper. Thank you and have an amazing night.